Welcome to This Week in Education Law, where I share up-to-date court decisions from the perspectives of educational administrators and policymakers. This is episode 38. In this episode, I'll introduce a recent case about a public school teacher in Georgia who alleged his employment contract with the school district was automatically renewed because the contract did not specify his salary and contained blanks for his social security number, signature, and date of acceptance. A key question we'll answer in this case is, did the renewal contract offered to the teacher meet the requirement in Georgia Education Code Title 20, Chapter 2, Article 6, Part 6, Subpart 2, Conditions of Employment, subsection 20-2-211, Annual Contract, Disqualifying Acts, Job Description. In the Georgia Education Code, it provides such contracts, when tendered to each teacher or other professional employees, shall be complete in all terms and conditions of the contract, including the amount of compensation to be paid to such teacher or other professional employee during the ensuing school year, and shall not contain blanks or leave any terms and conditions of the contract open. If so, did the teacher's employment contract get automatically renewed? Before I answer this question, let's first look at the background of the case. John Tibbetts was a teacher in the Worth County School District, Georgia. For the 2019 to 2020 school year, the school district offered him a contract on March 29, 2019, through the district's online system with instructions to sign and submit it by April 15, 2019. On April 12, 2019, the Human Resources Director sent a reminder email to all employees with outstanding offers about the April 15 deadline. On April 15, the superintendent sent an email to all principals instructing them to remind teachers to submit their contracts on time, warning that late submissions will be treated as refusals. The teacher claimed he signed and submitted the contract through the online system on April 15, but there was no documentary evidence that the district received it. The teacher received no confirmation or error message. The teacher also said he physically returned a copy of the contract, but it was different from the online version, lacked the oath of allegiance, and had no receipt marks from the school district. On May 14th, the Human Resources Director informed the teacher that his employment would end at the conclusion of the 2018 and 2019 contract because the district had not received his signed contract. The HR director also thanked the teacher for his service and wished him luck. On May 17, 2019, the teacher emailed the HR director to check if he was on the list of approved contracts. She confirmed that he had been recommended for renewal but failed to sign and return the contract by the deadline. The HR director contacted the online system's support staff to check for errors, but was assured there was none. No other employees reported issues with submitting their contracts, and no late contracts were accepted. The school district's policy is not to accept late contracts or make exceptions. The school district believed the teacher declined the offer and began hiring for his position. In her affidavit, the HR director stated that the teacher was not discharged, suspended, or demoted. He was no longer employed because he did not accept his contract on time. The teacher eventually signed and returned a contract to work in a different school district for the 2019 to 2020 school year. The teacher sued the school district because he believed his employment contract for the new school year was automatically renewed. He argued that the contract offered to him by the school district did not comply with Georgia's education code because it was incomplete and contained blanks for his Social Security number, signature, and date of acceptance. He argued that due to those deficiencies, the contract was not valid, and therefore his previous year's contract was automatically renewed. The trial court ruled in favor of the school district. The teacher appealed this decision, and the Court of Appeals reversed the trial court's ruling, stating that the contract did not meet statutory requirements. The school district then asked the Georgia Supreme Court to review the case. The Supreme Court reached the conclusion that the contract offered to the teacher met the statutory requirements. The court determined that the contract did not leave the teacher's salary unspecified. Instead of listing a specific dollar amount, the contract referenced the state salary schedule, which is set annually by the General Assembly and the State Board of Education. The court ruled that this method was a valid way to specify the salary because it allowed the teacher to determine his exact salary by referring to the published schedule based on his certification level and years of experience. When it comes to the blanks for the teacher's Social Security number, signature, and date of acceptance in the contract, the court concluded that those blanks did not represent missing terms or conditions. The statute requires that the terms and conditions of the contract be complete and not left open. The blanks for Social Security number, signature, and date were necessary for the teacher to complete upon acceptance and did not constitute incomplete terms. Since the teacher did not accept the contract by the specified deadline, no binding contract was formed. The court emphasized that timely acceptance was crucial for the formation of a valid contract. The lack of timely acceptance means that the teacher had no valid breach of contract claim. What can educational administrators learn from this case? First, educational administrators must ensure that all employment contracts are complete and meet statutory requirements, including clearly specifying terms such as salary, which can be referenced through an official schedule if allowed by law. This prevents potential disputes of the validity of the contract offers. Second, educational administrators must maintain accurate records of all contract offers, acceptance, and communications. This includes ensuring that the submission and receipt of a contract are documented and confirming receipts with employees to avoid any misunderstandings. Third, timely communication and reminders are important. In this case, the school district's practice of sending multiple reminders before the deadline is a good example. Regular communication helps ensure that employees understand and comply with the contractual obligations. Fourth, it is also important to enforce policies and procedures. In this case, the school district consistently enforced policies regarding contract submission deadlines. Make it clear to employees that late submissions will be treated as refusals and follow through with this policy to maintain fairness and accountability. This may seem harsh for the teacher, but what happens if the school district does not enforce policies consistently? Inconsistent policy enforcement can lead to confusion and a lack of trust among employees. Employees may feel that policies are arbitrary and unfairly applied, leading to dissatisfaction and potential grievances. It can also weaken the school district's legal standing if disputes arise because inconsistent enforcement of policies may be seen as discriminatory or unfair, potentially leading to legal challenges and liability for the school district.